This is Sophie Heller, and this is an ACT science question. The question is asking us, so in these tests we're performing experiments on minerals A and B, but what if we had mineral C? And we want to determine how it would react in terms of A and B. So we want to see what its hardness is. So let's look at the question. It tells us that when it's compared, it's scratched by A and B, but not by the copper penny. So we have to look and see what its hardness is by going through and seeing the hardness of A and B. So let's look at A. So it tells us in experiment 1 that A scratched the glass plate. So we know that it has to be greater than 5.5 if it scratched the glass plate. But the steel file also did not scratch mineral A. So we know that mineral A is greater than 6.5 because we know that in order for the steel file to scratch mineral A, it would have to be harder. So we know that A is something greater than 6.5. What about B? So B was scratched by the steel file, so we know it's weaker than 6.5, but it scratched the glass plate, and B was scratched by A. Okay, so we know that B is between the glass and the steel. So we can say this for B, like this. So we want to see, so C was scratched by both A and B. So we know that C is it's definitely weaker than A, which is pretty high, and it's weaker than B also. So B is probably about 6, so we know that it's less than 6. So we know if we look at our answer choices that this choice 3, this greater than 6.5, is not going to cut it. We can get that out. Okay, so it was scratched by those, but not the copper penny, and the copper penny is 3.0. So we know that C is it's greater than 3.0, but somewhat less than this 6. It's about 6. So let's see our answer choices. So our choices 4 and 5.5 are both possible, but we can't determine anything more than what we've already determined. So that's not going to be good because these aren't definitive answers. The only thing we can definitively say is what we've already said over here, that C is somewhat greater than 3, but somewhat less than 6. So it's between the two. So answer choice 4 is the only one that makes